Thank you for turning to 10, your news leader. 10 News Conference with Gene Valicenti continues right now.
I hope that and pray, like I've told people before, that we don't have to do a complete demolish and a complete rebuild, because that would be a long-term project that would impact our residents.
Mayor, I hate to say prayers weren't answered, but you're going to get a new bridge. It's going to be long-term there. That was you before we got the news a little while ago. We're going to build a whole new bridge. Mayor DaSilva, Bob DaSilva, East Providence, thanks for coming in. I would say you're the man in the middle, but you're the man on the other side of the bridge.
Thank you, Gene. Yes, we're on the other side of the bridge, and the news is out. You know, they need a new bridge.
Right. You and I are chatting at 10:49 on a Friday morning. You just came in to see me. You came over the bridge. How long did it take you to get in?
Less than 10 minutes. It was free class sailing right from East Providence across the bridge and to Cranston. So
right.
Most of the time, most of the day, you can get through the highway and into our city and move around without an issue.
I've had the same experience depending on when you go. However, I did bring a car over to a dealer over there, and it took me 25 minutes. It was a delay. So it depends on when you go. It's you're either going to be stuck or smooth sailing. Nonetheless, this notion that you can't get to your town to buy or shop, you want to dispel that, Mayor. It's important to you.
We need to change that. We need to change that. Look, some days during rush hour in the morning and the evening, there's an added delay. But I think what's happening is people are becoming more accustomed to it. They've resigned themselves that this is going to be a 2-year project. They're adjusting their travel schedules. They're adjusting how they work from home. And honestly, it's gotten a lot better. And I want people to understand that our businesses depend and rely on their continued support. And we are open most of the day. Come on in.
Let's have a frank discussion. How much of this is the Rhode Island mentality? You want everything 5 minutes away around the corner. It could be 20, 25 minutes depending on what time you go. But other than that, you may cross with no problems. You did this morning.
That's correct. And I think in Rhode Island, we've always been accustomed to getting from point A to point B in 5 minutes. You know, you talk to people from other municipalities, from other states, and they deal with longer travels for the same distance that we're traveling. So, look, I know it's a hardship on people. People don't want to be stuck in traffic. It's a hardship on our businesses because people are avoiding coming into our city because they think it's going to be this 1 hour, 2 hour delay. That's not the case.
Well, it's a real thing, Mayor. You have appliance stores in your community, and if somebody's going to go buy an appliance, they may say, I don't want to deal with the bridge and go over there. I'm going to stay on the west side of the bay. This is a reality. What do you want? How can we help you other than getting the message out? Are you looking for tax credits? Are you looking for incentives? Because I've heard this in the wind.
Right. Look, I think that if there's anything that, at the state level, we can come up with some type of an incentive or some type of a way to help the local small businesses who are dealing with this hardship, I support that 100%. One of the things I've been talking closely with the governor is, try to come up with a marketing campaign to help get the word out to the community at large, not just in East Providence, because the people in East Providence are supporting local. It's getting the word out to the people surrounding us that we are absolutely open for business, and you can come in and out of the city without a problem most of the day. It's not happening all day long. You're not in traffic, and even during the morning hours, you're getting through in 25 minutes. So unless there's an accident. If there's an accident or some other adverse condition on the highway, and once we open up the third lane, I know I said I was hoping and praying we didn't have to do a full rebuild. I'm hoping and praying that once we get that third lane open, we're going to see dramatic changes.
Let's say a novena for that, Mayor. Maybe you light a candle. We'll get that prayer answered. We're going to go three lanes in each direction on one half of the bridge, and those lanes are going to be 10 feet wide.
That's correct.
Listen, a lot could go wrong, but a lot could go right if people pay attention.
That's right.
And don't text. And absolutely pay attention. Don't get over.
And be courteous. I mean, I think a lot of people don't understand the zipper method. When you have that lane that you're supposed to be merging into, you're actually supposed to drive all the way down to the end of the lane and then merge in there. What happens is people will have 200 feet of lane in front of them and they're trying to merge at the top of the lane. That backs everybody up behind you. So I think once people become accustomed to the zipper method and once people use common courtesy to let people in, things will be a lot smoother for everyone.
Now, you're the mayor of East Providence, so you have your priorities, and you're looking at this differently than the DOT director might look at it, or the governor might look at it. So let's make a list of your priorities. Number one, you want people to come to your city to shop. Number two, you want people to kind of get rid of this mindset that if they go to East Providence, it's going to be a headache. It's not going to be a headache depending on when you go. What's your third priority? As you work your way down the list, eventually you're going to get to the blame game. And that news conference is coming up, by the way. We only got one half of the pie here, but go ahead.
No, I think my third priority is to make sure that our residents have some relief also. We talk about the businesses having a hard time. We want people to come back in, but a lot of our residents are dealing with some of this added traffic on the roads, noise. I mean, we heard from people just yesterday. I had a resident telling me about how, look, I'm in my house, I hear constant traffic in front of my house now because during rush hour it's a lot more traffic. But I think the other priority is we need to find how this all became an issue. How did this happen to begin with? Was there somebody at fault? If there's somebody at fault, then accountability, as the governor said, should be top priority.
Well, this has been going on for several months. What you're thinking on is somebody at fault. This forensic analysis has yet to be presented. We just got through the first news conference. This is the fix-it plan, brand new bridge. The second half is coming. Here's what went wrong. Here's what we didn't see. Now, we were up there with Secretary Buttigieg a couple of days ago. He seemed to throw the blame on maybe some of the 1960s designers who gave us this gift. What's your thinking on that?
Well, I think, that's been discussed at length, that this is a poor design for this bridge. Yeah. But I think what's important also, and the governor's made a strong stance on this, is that if there's somebody who's to be held accountable, if somebody didn't do their job like they were supposed to do their job, and if somebody failed to properly inspect, if somebody failed to properly repair with some of the money that had been allocated previously, they need to be held accountable. Well, and that's something that, hopefully that accountability also includes some type of relief for our people who are suffering right now.
Right. Well, the governor, listen, he suggested that he's going to sue some of the private contractors who have been working on this bridge since 2021. I don't want the fix was in, but in a good way. They were trying to repair it. And so he's suggesting he may go after them. What's your thinking on that?
If the evidence supports that course of action, right, and we get some type of relief, I think that's the right move. I mean, if there's evidence that contractors or anybody in this whole chain didn't do their job, didn't properly investigate or properly inspect these bridges, then this needs to be, accountability needs to be at the very top.
Okay, does that include the DOT at the very top? What are your thoughts on that? You've been dealing with them more often.
Well, I've been dealing with Director Alviti and his staff, and they've always been accommodating to us. But once again, I think accountability goes all the way from the very bottom to the very top. Sometimes things happen with the person at the very top not being aware of what's going on. So whatever plays out needs to be played out in a fair and even manner.
Right. All right. Well, you're in the middle of it, so you're on the wrong side of it because there's two sides to the bridge. You were with Secretary Buttigieg, and a lot of that appeared to be a dog and pony show. All of a sudden, every legislator shows up to take selfies with the Secretary of Transportation. What did he tell you? What did you tell him?
Well, I'll tell you, it was great because I had a one-on-one with him.
Yeah.
We had breakfast over at one of our local restaurants, and I spent a good hour with him. I learned a lot from the man. I think he's a very genuine person. The most important thing, the conversation that I had with him, is that he understands and empathizes with the situation in East Providence. Being a former mayor, he understands that small businesses are the lifeblood of a community, and he wants to see a resolution to this bridge project as quickly as possible. So my pitch to him was, hey, you're a mayor, you know what it's like. These people need relief. We need this bridge fixed as quickly as possible. And he says we can count on him moving this, whatever process is involved in applying for the funds, he's going to be there to support that and move it along as quickly as possible.
I saw that picture of the two of you sitting together. Did you actually have some private time?
We did, actually, yes. Myself and him, his staffer and my staffer were in another booth.
Okay.
And we had a great 1 hour conversation. We talked about personal issues. We talked about what it was like to be a mayor when he was a mayor. But he really understands. And what I kept talking to him about is, look, our business community and our residents are feeling the biggest impact. I know people across the state are feeling impacts about this bridge, but I feel that East Providence's small businesses and our residents are bearing the burden of this bridge closure. And I really try to emphasize that to him, that we need this thing fixed as quickly as possible.
All right, while I have you here, there are other things to talk about in your city. I'm not going to spend at great length, but affordable housing is a big one. And you've kind of said some novel things toward affordable housing. You would like to build one of these, what's the correct term for it? A little house in the back of your house.
That's right.
A little mother-in-law.
That's right, that's right.
Guest house.
ADU.
ADU.
That's right.
Yeah, you want to build one of those?
Actually, I built one in my backyard. I built what I'm calling a cabana right now, because under the current ordinances of the city of East Providence, any resident in the city can build the identical same thing that I built. But I'm hoping that our state legislator sees the value, and I know that in the House, under the leadership of Conchi's guidance, the law has already passed. I know that in the Senate they're looking at it. As a matter of fact, I will share with you that post the bridge inspection.
Okay.
Leader Ryan Pearson was there from the Senate, and I invited him to come take a look at my ADU. And lo and behold, he came over that very same day. I wanted to show it to him because I think it's important for all people in East Providence to have the opportunity, because of the housing crisis. I've got a 23-year-old son who is not going to have the same opportunities that I had.
Yeah.
Rent is out of control. Buying a house is out of control. We need other options. You know, people have older parents who are aging, and they can't afford to continue paying these higher rents. To have the ability to build a small unit, a 600 and something square foot unit in your backyard where your parents can live comfortably or your adult children can live comfortably, I think every resident of Rhode Island should have that opportunity.
Don't make it too comfortable, Mayor. They won't leave. So
that's okay.
Some of these kids come back, they don't leave.
I'm a family guy. I come from the old school. I come from a tradition, Portuguese heritage. We used to have the in-laws and everybody living together. You know, that's how things were back in the day.
That's how I grew up. I know that, but those are days gone by.
Yeah, we still have
things are a little different.
We need
right?
to bring some of that back. You know.
All right. So you built one of these ADUs. It full plumbing, everything, electricity, air conditioning. You call it a cabana, but it's really going to be for whom?
It's still a cabana until I get until it becomes under law allowable to be used as an ADU. It's actually the use. So it's if I have somebody living in it, I'm violating the law. If I build it out as a cabana and use it as a cabana, it's totally allowed.
Well, Speaker Shekarchi likes these things that you're going with. He's also pushing affordable housing, and some communities are saying he's pushing it too hard. He's getting pushed back from some communities say, I'm built out, I don't want affordable housing, what's wrong with building luxury housing? I heard that from Johnson. The mayor says, it's tight over here. I'd like, how about high-end housing? Wouldn't that be nice? Bring more tax dollars in. What do you make of this push for affordable housing?
I mean, I think it's important. I mean, look at the numbers. It's historic numbers of people unable to find housing. I get calls all the time in my office. So we are very supportive of affordable housing, but we also are supportive of, market rate housing. We support all. You know, we've got a very unique opportunity because in East Providence we have some lots that are old, retail lots that now are no longer in use, and we're redeveloping that into affordable housing. So we look at some industrial lots that we are developing into affordable housing. So you're repurposing current pieces of property that once used to be commercial, that are no longer viable, into affordable mixed-use housing.
Yeah, your town, you really have everything in you. You have waterfront property, you have some luxury property, but particularly toward the southern end of the waterfront. I've seen that view. The whole bay opens up. And then you've got some industrial use, and then you've got the tight neighborhoods. You've got a little bit of everything.
I think it's important for a community to be successful, you need a little bit of everything. Yeah. You need industry, you need commercial, you need residential, you need open spaces. We've got a lot of, matter of fact, we've got a lot of beautiful parks. We're investing in all of our parks. We're investing in new playground equipment. But our waterfront is one of the things that is a jewel. We have the opportunity to build a port on our waterfront. We also are going to be we're working with Live Nation to build a concert venue on our waterfront. So there's a lot of great things happening in East Providence, and I don't want this bridge to be the thing that defines East Providence. I want people to look at East Providence as a place where they want to live, work, learn, and play, because there is so much going on in our city.
What have you heard from your neighboring mayors? You know, Fall River, New Bedford, Massachusetts, they're concerned about this too, because that's the way to the Cape.
Yeah.
Have you gotten phone calls?
I have not received any. I speak to Mayor Smiley on a regular basis. I know he's feeling the impact on his side of the bridge also. But I haven't had a conversation from mayors in the Southeast Mass. I haven't received any calls from them, but I would imagine that it's going to impact that travel there. But once again, you can come through the city and through the bridge, avoid rush hours, and you can get through without an issue.
Listen, it's television time. I know you have a couple of topics you want to touch on. Go ahead. Make the pitch. What do you want to let us know before you leave? That he didn't ask me about this. Go ahead.
Listen, East Providence is where you want to come to shop and spend your money. Come over to East Providence. We're building a community center for our community. It's going to be the first real community center that we've had ever in our city. That's with the governor's learning center funding that he put together for us. Yep. We've got a lot of great things happening in the city. We're getting ready to build a brand new middle school. We built a state-of-the-art high school for our community. So we're doing a lot of things. East Providence is a city growing. And I think that this bridge situation, it's unfortunate. We're going to replace it. We're building a new bridge. But people need to continue supporting their local small businesses so that we remain a strong economic community.
Well, you could take the bike path over. That wasn't affected at all. That goes right down to your town.
That's true. That's true.
East Providence Mayor Bob DaSilva. I think you made the point. I'm going to let you go now because I want to let you go back over the bridge.
Thank
hopefully
you.
as fast as you got here. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming in, and good luck as we move along.
Thank you, Gene.